Yo, what's good, everybody? Today I am joined by Jerome, who got
Hello.
fourth place at this last weekend's LCS piloting Dragon Link. And Jerome, correct me if I'm wrong here. I think there were 124 players who entered, or is that
That's true. Yeah, that's correct.
okay? Yeah. So, anyways, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, before we get into the deck profile, are there any shout outs that you might want to give out?
Not really. I don't have a large team right now.
Uh huh.
It's fine for me, I think.
Yeah. Do you want to shout out Legacy, maybe?
Oh, I forgot you
Yeah.
guys. Well, yeah, Team Legacy is my new team,
Mm-hmm.
and they will sponsoring me in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And big shout out to them, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Well, do you want to start us off with the main deck, perhaps?
Yeah, let's start off with my starters here.
Yep.
So we have three Safeguards,
Mm-hmm.
three Chamber, and three Black Metal.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe some people say nine starters is too much, but I think it's fine because as soon as you get the red eyes, you
Mm-hmm.
can special up the other one. So, or you just use the Safeguard or the Chamber for the Dragon Marine, and you get some value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine.
Yeah. And then moving on
Oh,
to the rocket cards.
yeah, pretty standard.
Yeah.
Only one recharger. Um, I think it works for me, but it was kind of a last minute decision because I felt like I drew the rocket cuts too often. And if you think on it, if you banish the recharger with desires,
Mm-hmm.
you still can get the synchron with tracer.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually if you want to go for a synchro 8 play, you use the chamber or the baby dragons.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two synchron, two tracer, two abs router. Then you had the three noctil vision. How did you like that?
It was pretty good. Didn't draw two of them
Mm-hmm.
once. So I mean, if you open two, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like in 50, the chance to do two is like so low. So it's fine, I guess.
Did you like 50 cards, by the way, or do you feel like maybe it was too many, too little?
Um, I would never run over 50
Mm-hmm.
because the consistency is just not there anymore. But I feel like 45 is the minimum
Mm-hmm.
because if you banish 10 with desires and then you mill 5 with the Chaos Ruler, you don't have any cards in your deck, right? So you want to have 45 to 50 cards.
Yeah, that's fair. That's good logic. Then
Yeah,
we have the one Red Eyes Darkness Metal standard, the one
yeah,
Levianeer standard, the Collapse Serpent, and the Wyver Buster also pretty standard.
yeah.
For your hand traps, you decided to go with Ash Blossom and Gamma. How was that for you?
Gamma was insane. Um, was the best hand trap for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I never opened the driver, so maybe I was a little bit lucky there for
Yeah.
sure. Ash is standard, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So I know one of the more popular hand traps. I guess the format is really diverse, so there's a lot of hand traps that are good. But how do you feel about something like Ghost Spell?
I tested it.
Mm-hmm.
And one problem is it's Earth, I think, and you want to have
Yeah.
light hand traps, right? So Ash is the best one, which is not light. And
Mm-hmm.
if you run too many of not light hand traps, you will have trouble with lights in your graveyard, right?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Um,
And
so it's either Gamma or Vela. You could play Vela, but
mm-hmm. Yeah, but like yeah, I guess the other choices were better here for sure. Okay, so
Mhm.
then we have the three chaos space, three click launch, also pretty standard. Three
Yeah.
desires. Do you consider that standard for Dragon Link, or is that something you just tested and you decided you wanted to play it?
So my thinking on that is you want to have a third power spell, right? You have Chaos Space Quick Launch, and then you had World Legacy God Dragon in older versions, right? So
Yeah.
you had 9 power spells, yeah. And World Legacy is like trash right now because you can't go into LP anymore, which means you want to have some spells, also some offensive spells, right? And I couldn't think of any other. And I saw like, other people using it in whatever decks, Tri Brigade and Prankades. And usually they went for the combo, right? And then they activate Desires. And I'm sitting there and thinking like, damn, now I can't win. He has too many cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking, okay, let's try it out. Maybe it's working, maybe not. And it was working quite well. The whole format, I was playing it. And yeah, it's good.
Was there any time during the tournament where you activate desires and you banish something you didn't want to banish? Like maybe you banished a driver or you banished maybe boot sector or anything like that?
Yeah, sometimes I banished driver, but it didn't matter because either I had Gamma not in hand or it was already used. I think in the top format, I decided to go Desires first because I had Gamma in my hand. And I wanted to play around Roll and Ash Blossom.
Yeah.
And then I banished the boot, which was really bad. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I banished Ravine, but it just don't matter because you can easily play around without the Dragon Ravine, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
And
it
then
was fun.
yeah, moving on to the next card. I see something a little bit spicy. You're main decking Forbidden Chalice, which is really cool. So I'm gonna take a wild guess and say this is specifically for a Tri Brigade.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
But it was also for Winder. I was really scared of these Shadow players, and I thought there were a lot of Shadow decks in the tournament, but it was not like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking at your matchups, it looks like that didn't come up for Shadows at all.
Yeah.
And then
But yeah. But I mean, you can hit all kind of stuff, right? It's it was okay.
yeah. And then we have Forbidden Droplet. Did you like the Droplet with the Chalice, or did you feel like maybe you had too many cards that did similar things?
No, it was perfect. Sometimes you have Chalice and Droplet. That's fine. Yeah, not much else to say there.
Okay.
You're running 50, so you're not going to draw like 2 Chalice or 1 Droplet
Yeah.
together, right?
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And then the Boot Sector and the Dragon Ravine, also pretty standard. And 3 Tiding. Did you like the 3 Tiding? Would you play 2?
I would play 5 if I could.
Oh, okay. Fair. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. Are you pretty happy with it overall, or would you change anything?
And next weekend or this weekend, we have a tournament at Dragon Rider Games. Maybe a little shout out to them too.
Yeah.
And in this tournament, I'm going to play 45 cards because I feel like 45 is still good enough with desires, and you still have maximum consistency. Or like a little over 40 is like fine, right?
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully that works out for you. Best of luck in that tournament. We're
Yeah,
we're gonna move on to your extra deck here. So also looks pretty standard. I see one card that's really interesting. So we'll get into that in a second. So you have the Savage Dragon, the Chaos Ruler, and the Hot Red Dragon. Those are really standard. But then I see the Dark Arm, the Dragon of Annihilation. Tell me about that.
So when LP got banned, you have a lot of more space, right? You have no LP, and then you have only 1 striker. So that's 3 more spots, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was so much space that I was thinking, okay, what can I add, right? And this card, you're playing the Red Eyes, and then you have like the level 7s and Levy. Sometimes your Savage gets hit by Vela or Imperm. And then I was thinking, okay, what can I do with these monsters on the field doing nothing, right? And then I was thinking, okay, let's put this card on top, and then you have a pop, right?
Yeah.
And so you get some value out of these dead dragon cards, right?
Yeah, that's actually really good. That's really cool. All right,
Mm.
and then we had everything else looks pretty standard actually, like the
Uh,
Appaloosa, Axis Code, Boral Sword. We have Delingerous, Romulus, Pisty, two Heradic Seals of the Heavenly Spheres, Nightmare Phoenix, Quad Boral, and we have a Striker Dragon. Is there anything you didn't like there that you might be taking out, or?
no, I think it was just fine.
Mhm. Okay, so we'll move on to your side deck there. You have three Drone Lockbird, three Phantasme, two Lancia, one Red Reboot, one Harpy's Feather Duster, the one copy of Twin Twister. Did you just
Mhm.
have no other room? Like there was nothing else to play, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you're right. If I would have more space, it would be like another twister and
yeah,
a third twister, right? Yeah.
okay. And then we'll get back to the Gozen match in a second because that's really interesting. But you have three Gozen and then one Imperial Order to round it off. So tell me about the Gozen match. How was that for you?
It was pretty good. I mean, it won me like top 16 match, right, in
Mm-hmm.
the third round, game three, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I couldn't draw it in the top four, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
because this card against Prank Kids is like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had it once against Striker. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
And one time I had it against Tri Brigade, which was also good.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like you were pretty happy with your side deck overall too, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna dive into your matchups for the final part of the video. So in
Yeah.
round one, immediately starting with the loss, you lost to the Infernoble player who I believe got second place. Uh,
Yeah. Right.
how was that matchup for you? Was it just a dice roll matchup?
Um, I mean, he won the rock paper scissors, as
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and he went first. I had no hand traps, so that was game,
Yeah.
which is fine. Going first and second, I won, of course, and then in game three I had Gamma and Droll, which was really good, and he started connecting all three games, so he got a little bit lucky in my opinion,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
Connector is pretty insane.
Yeah, it's insane. But I mean, I had Gamma, so I can't complain, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I lost was I had no engine cards. Well, like my engine was trash. I had a Recharger, Tracer, and Marine,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just nothing. So yeah.
Okay. And then round two, you beat Drytron 2-1. How's that matchup for you? It's just depending on who wins Dice Roll 2 because it's a combo versus combo, or.
In, so in game one, if you lose a die roll, you wanna have Gamma, Ash, or Droplet. If you have any of these cards, you're good. You're usually in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like the Drytron deck is, yeah, if you Gamma the Alpha, it's so bad for them. They usually can't do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
usually if you have one of these cards, you win.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not enough, obviously, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's good. Round three, you played against Sky Striker. You 2-0'd that matchup. I assume that was kind of an easier matchup for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Golden match won me game two,
Mm-hmm.
and then in game one, I just made a big enough of a board to win there.
Mm-hmm. And then round four, you played against Altergeist. That looks like it went to game three. Anything specific you want to mention about that matchup?
Yeah, so game two, I had no chance because I had no back row remover.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was definitely missing there. But yeah. Oh no, I had Twister, but he had Border.
Ooh, yeah.
So he had a pointer of the
Mm-hmm.
Red Lotus, and I had to chain Twin Twister,
Mm-hmm.
and then he flipped Order, and that was just game for him.
Oof. Yeah, that's really unlucky. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you still ended up winning the matchup 2-1, so it's fine. Round five, you played against another Drytron player. You 2-0'd them, so it looks like you're really comfortable with that matchup.
Yeah. You're right.
Mhm.
Pretty comfortable about that.
Yep.
Sure.
Round 6, you got your second loss during Swiss against Salmon Grade of all decks, and
Mhm.
it looks like it was 2-0 by the Salad player. So what
Yeah.
happened there?
So the salad player was actually the Italian guy, the Unforgiven on the Welling book.
Uh huh.
So he's a really good player, right? He was ranked 1, I believe, last format too.
Mhm.
So he won the Dyro, right? And you just have no chance if you start like War and the other trap, and then maybe like 1 or 2 hand traps, you are just have no chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the second match, I decided to side in Dwall, and I wanted to let him brick on his hand traps because I was expecting him to play like 20 or 25 hand traps
Uh
in
huh.
game 2. And I decided to go second, which was terrible decision.
Mhm.
He had no hand traps and full engine, and I just got ripped.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Uh,
Yeah.
Round 7, third Drytron matchup. You had another win. And then in the final round, you played a mirror match. You two-0'd the mirror. Do you think your build was just better? Was the other player on 50 cards too, or were they playing something a little different?
His name was, also, the player was Roberto Alt. Maybe you know him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a friend of mine too. And I was actually talking with him before the event. And he sent me his list, so I knew exactly what he's
Oh.
playing. And I won the paper game and made a board. So that was game 1. And then in game 2, I had Lancia, and he started off with Chaos Base.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was dropping the Lancia, and then he had Dragon's Mirror in hand too. So he had no play, and that was easy. That was
Oh,
it.
yikes. Well, yeah. And after that, you advanced into Top Cut. So in top
Yep.
16, you played against Prank Kids. You won that matchup 2-1. Is there anything you
Yep.
want to talk about that happened in that matchup?
Not really. Just the Golden Match won me the game,
Okay.
basically.
Well, floodgates are OP.
Yeah.
Top 8, Tri Brigade, another game that went to game 3. How was that one for you?
Um, So it was a little bit unfortunate for my opponent because he received the game loss,
Mm-hmm.
and that was because he declared Kit in the graveyard early game after using Desires.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said he has no target, and I was okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, he searched for the trap, and he had to send the trap, right? So Kit sends the trap too.
Mm-hmm.
So he had no traps in the deck left. So the judges decided to give him the game loss.
Okay. Yeah,
That
that's
was
fair.
a little lucky for me. Yeah, but I think I had game anyways. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing else you want to say about that matchup? Just that.
Just a good matchup,
Okay.
the chalice and the droplets
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then in your last matchup in top 4, you lost against Prank Kids, and I think you said this time you didn't draw the Goza match. Is that what happened?
Exactly what happened,
Mm-hmm.
but I should have won 100%. I was getting a little bit tired, and I was super hungry because we played like for 5 hours, and I had no time to eat anything. Right? We had in top 16 we had 70 minutes game, and then in top 8 we had 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So and I was never that deep in a tournament, so I had no experience with that. Preparing for the event.
Yeah. Well,
So that was my
hey,
first.
you did amazing this tournament. You got top 4. Like, that's nothing to be upset about. Like, huge congratulations are in order to you, man. Like, you did
Thank
fantastic. Yeah.
you.
Do you have any final words that you might want to say before we wrap this up?
No, I think we are good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming onto the channel, man. I really appreciate it.
All right. Good luck for the future, man.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Take care, man.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Peace. Alright guys, that was Jerome's deck profile from this past weekend's LCS. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more content like this, let me know, and I'll do my best to reach out to other players and ask them if they're interested in sharing their list and their experiences. As always, if you did enjoy, please do smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is Bear signing off. Peace, guys.